What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome back for some more Fire Emblem Heroes, and in this video I'm going to be taking a look at the Hostile Springs banner, which features Hinoka, Ryoma, Elise, and Sakura in their seasonal outfits, and these are the topics I'm going to be talking about in this video, so let us begin.
I don't even need armor!
Hinoka is a green dagger flyer and she has got the golden standard 35-35 offenses, which are of course really good even now. And she does have workable magical bulk at 26 resistance and 38 HP, but not really very high defense. She comes with Splashy Bucket Plus, which is pretty much an improved version of Cloud Myogi, so it is effective on dragon units, and it just disables the adaptive damage with Dragon Stew to range units, so they will be targeting her resistance, which is workable at 26. It's not really the highest, but still it's better than hitting her defense, and it also disables skills like Wrathful Staff, so she will be taking less damage from staff units, which is really good. And this has got a solid application with Nazi Disrupt, but unfortunately, being a flying unit, Hinoka cannot really inherit that. This weapon is really nice for checking dragons and for checking healers, of course, which are super annoying in ether raids. And because of Hinoka's green color, she's really powerful against blue dragons and has neutral matchup against green dragons like male Grima. But red dragons can survive, which is definitely unfortunate, so the green color, in my opinion, hurts her more than it helps her. And she's got drawback as a resist skill, which is good with a link skill, but I really wish they just gave her reposition. And she's got a really similar kit to New Year's Fiorm with attack speed bond and attack speed link, which help her a lot with her offenses and can also help her support her teammates. And she's got this new slot to skill Air Otters, which gives the warp powder effect to flying allies for one turn if they start beside her, and this could be pretty nice with her attack speed bond skill. But the thing is that Hinoka herself doesn't really get this buff, so it doesn't really work like Armored March, where the unit itself will be getting that buff. So that is definitely unfortunate, and this is just another flying mobility skill that we have got that can be annoying in ether raids. In my opinion, Flyer Guidance is a bit better, and we already have Flyer Formation as well. And we're also going to be getting Aerobatic Sacred Seal in the next Tempest trial, so that's the thing. But still, it's good for mixed teams and teams which like to stay together, and just another flyer mobility option for flyers. So overall, Hinoka is a powerful Dragon Slayer with that offensive spread of 35-35, and she's extremely similar to New Year's Fiorm in both stat spread and also in her base kit, but she doesn't really have access to something like Brave Bow or Fire Sweep Bow. And she is really good with that Splashy Bucket Plus, which is better than Cloud Myogi. And if you get multiple copies of Hinoka, then you could of course fodder off for Splashy Bucket Plus, and high attack dagger units like Winter Cecilia and Halloween Kagero are really good recipients of it, and they also have the resistance to easily take on dragons and also healers, and they have got access to those broken armor skills. As I said before, Nazi Disrupt has got really good synergy with Splashy Bucket Plus because of the fact that it can nullify Wrathful Staff, and then Nazi Disrupt can nullify Dazzling Staff. So someone like Kaze, who has got pretty good resistance, or even normal Kagero actually, I've not really mentioned her here, but still normal Kagero and Kaze are pretty good users of Splashy Bucket Plus and Nazi Disrupt on their slot B, and because they're infantry daggers, they're the only ones who can have access to this combo. You can also fodder off for attack speed link, as it is also a pretty rare skill. Legendary Lucina is the prime candidate for any kind of link skill because of future vision. And units like Summer Camilla, who have got a rather open slot B skill thanks to their weapon like Juicy Wave Plus, can also run a link skill and be self-sufficient. And a Smite unit like Titania can also run this and be a really nice support unit in something like Ether Raids. And finally, Erika is also a great recipient of this because of her Sieglin Refine.
Time to work up a sweat.
Hinoka's first build is a budget build. All you need to do is give her Glimmer, which is fantastic with an effective weapon, and have a seal like attack speed 2. You could also run attack speed bond Sacred Seal and have that double bonds, but the thing is that it's way too reliant on bonds, and they're not really the best options in player phase because positioning can be hard, and sometimes you just have to position another unit and waste their turn to get that boost in the player phase. So it is an option, but it's heavily reliant on bonds. And her third build uses Attack Smoke and Speed Smoke. This is just a utility build, and if you want to salvage a minus speed or minus attack Hinoka, this can be done, as she can check dragons and also provide this debuff utility. Her fourth build is a budget flyer support. With her default attack speed link and fortify flyers, she can provide +6 buff to all stats of a flying ally, which can be useful. Her next build uses the very original combination of Fury and Desperation with Brazen Seal. but it does work for her, gives her the resistance for taking on dragons and healers, and can also help her get into the desperation range, and these skills do have pretty good synergy. Her 6th build uses Barb Shuriken over Splashy Bucket Plus. Splashy Bucket Plus is a really specific weapon, and it doesn't really have much usage if the enemy team doesn't really have any kind of dragon or a healer. So Barb Shuriken is nice if you want to have more flexible matchups, and the -1 special cooldown can be really nice with Moonbow and something like Brazen Attack Res and Fury Desperation. Her 7th build requires her to devour her Nor counterpart, Camilla, and this can be a really nice build on her because she has got nice 35 base attack, and the fact that she's got attack speed link by default, and if you combo that up with Quick and Pulse, you can have Draconic Aura ready as start of combat, and that's really good for Aether Raid's offense and also for defense. Life and Death can also be run if you want to increase her raw damage output on her first encounter with that Draconic Aura, but Fury also gets the job done without reducing her bulk. Her next build also requires her to devour a Norian, and this time it's gonna be Elise. So Hinoka is an amazing user of Red Hot Ducks because of having good speed and good attack, which enables her to use Heavy Blade Sacred Seal with an AoE special. Now Red Hot Ducks does give you the +7 true damage, which is really good with an AoE special, and you do have to run Life and Death to increase your AoE damage because it calculates the visible attack which you have got, and that can lower Hinoka's bulk by quite a lot. Her final build uses Starfish Plus, and I think Summerlint is going to be on the next legendary banner, and this preserves her attack speed link, and you do not have to miss out on something like Desperation. It does use double bonds, but if you do not like that, then you could run Heavy Blade instead, and this is overall a really expensive build.
Refreshing.
Sakura is the second flying healer in the game with really good base attack of 35 for a healer and workable speed at base 32. She can be compared to Halloween Mia, who's the other flying healer, and in my opinion Sakura is just a bit better than Halloween Mia because of having more attack, even though she has got 2 less speed. The increased attack is obviously good for combat, but it also scales up her healing potential with the assist skills, and she also has much better defense, so she can run some builds which Halloween Mia cannot really run. Sakura also comes with Wrathful Staff by default, so it makes it a bit more easy for you to have that Razzle Dazzle combo, which Mia doesn't really come with, but Mia has got Witchy Wand Plus, which is a really good weapon in the face of skills like Steady Breath, Bullfighter, Vengeful Fighter, which are super popular in the meta game. So Sakura has got a nice stat spread, and that defense can definitely open up some opportunities for some close counter builds, as you guys will see. And she comes with Grandscratcher Plus. This weapon gives -1 special cooldown to the ally with the highest attack at start of turn 1, and this can be really nice with Infantry Pulse, but unfortunately Sakura cannot really run that, but still you could use that in Aether Raids with Infantry Pulse on other units, and that can be really powerful. It's a really nice supportive weapon with a more strict condition compared to Infantry Pulse, with having highest attack on the ally, but if you try to work together your team in the way that all of them have got the same attack stat, then all of them will be getting -1 cooldown to their specials. It just works like attack opening, and I have discussed that before as well. She comes with Physic Plus, which is really good with the mobility of a flyer that she has got, and it also synergizes with beast units if you run that with her, because she can just heal them up from a distance and not really interfere with their transformation condition, and still provide them with the good flyers buff. She's got one of those new bomb skills, and this one gives +6 attack and +6 resistance to allies for 1 turn, and that's amazing for support with the fact that she's got speed opening and can also provide -1 cooldown to the ally who has got the highest attack. So this makes her a really nice support unit. She already comes with Wrathful Staff, so you just have to refine her weapon with Dazzling Effect and your combo is done. And Speed Opening is a new skill which she has got, which gives +6 speed to ally with the highest speed stat. Speed Opening is slightly better than Attack Opening in terms of competition, because Attack Tactic is easily available at 4 stars, which can give competition to Attack Opening, and we don't really have Speed Tactic easily available. So Speed Opening definitely has some applications, and it can be really nice with beast units, as I said, and it does synergize really well with Physic Plus, where she's not going to be near an ally. But if you're going to be using her on a Fire Emblem team, then you can just run good flyers, and that's just much better. So overall, Sakura is a really nice flying healer, and in my opinion, she's the best unit out of this banner, which gives you the most amount of value, because the mobility of a flyer on a healer is definitely amazing, and she's also a really good support unit with her base kit. She's got a lot of good skills, and if you get extra copies of her, you could definitely fire her off for one of those. But Grandscratcher Plus, in my opinion, is the skill which stands out most out of her base kit, so this is really nice if you combine it with Infantry Pulse. On healers like Azama, Riz, and Loki who have got really high high HP, and they can easily run Infantry Pulse, have Panic Ploy, and even have something like Chill Attack to support their teammates. This straight up gives -2 cooldown to the ally who has got the highest attack, which is definitely insane when you consider that you could just run Quick on Pulse on that ally as well and pretty much get -3 special cooldown on start of turn 1, and that's really good for setting up something like Special Spiral and the AoE specials. This can be really powerful in both Arena and Ether raids, and in general in modes like Tempest Trial, you're just going to be getting the -2 special cooldown on every new map, so Grandscratcher Plus on these high HP healers is definitely amazing.
Hidden Hot Spring Blast!
Sakura's first build is a budget build. All you want to do is run double attack +3, and she ends up at 53 attack, which is really nice for a healer, and she already comes with Wrathful Staff, so all you need to do is just refine her weapon with Dazzle and Refine. And her second build uses speed +3 and attack speed 2, and she's got workable speed stat definitely, and on an emblem team with good flyers or Hone Flyers buff, she can definitely reach respectable speed. Her third build is a very expensive build requiring Christmas Erica for her attack opening because it has got the same activation condition as Grandscratcher Plus, and this can be really potent on a team with units who have got the same attack stats, so they're going to be getting +6 attack and also -1 cooldown to all of their specials, which can definitely be really powerful. Her fourth build is the standard Pain Plus build, and she can receive emblem buffs and has amazing mobility of a flyer, so it's a really strong option on her. And her fifth build uses Pain Plus and Vantage with Close Counter. Now, Sakura has got amazing base 35 attack for a healer, and you could just run Close Counter and give that splash damage to your enemy, and it can make it really easy for you to get those Vantage kills, but still, in something like Ether Raids, other Razzle Dazzle healers can easily break through your Vantage. And the thing is that Sakura does have a workable defense stat, so with something like Defense Tactic Buff or Drive Defense Support, she could definitely survive at least one hit to get into the Vantage range safely. Her final build uses Absorb Plus, Quick Riposte, and Close Counter. So Sakura has got really nice attack for a healer and also has workable defense stat, as I said, and even defense wave can be obtained from Silas, and she can reach 38 defense in the enemy phase with this build. And you can also give her flyer buffs like Fortify Flyers and Ward Flyers to make her even more tanky, but the only problem is that she lacks killing power because of the abysmal might of Absorb Plus, and she has got pretty low HP pools, so units with specials can easily one-round KO her if they can double her, so that's definitely a big problem.
I am so refreshed!
Elise is the first Red Dagger Cavalier, and she has got a pretty nice speed stat at base 37 and workable attack at base 33. Other than that, she doesn't really have anything impressive on her stat spread. She's got really low bulk and low HP pool, so she's extremely frail. She comes with Red Hot Ducks, which has got the weapon effect of Vassal's Blade, Giga Excalibur, or Raven King Beak, and this gives her true damage based off on her speed compared to the enemy speed, and this can go up to +7 true damage, which is amazing because Elise is really fast. She can easily get the Hone Cavalry buff, and she already has Swift Sparrow, so this is a fantastic weapon for Elise and a lot of dagger units who are really fast, because there isn't really any kind of special that can scale up with speed, and there isn't really any kind of other weapon other than this which can use their speed productively. She comes with Rally Up Attack Plus. This is already present on Ophelia, and this is a really good skill for Ether Raids, on defense teams for AI manipulation, and also in Arena for having really high SP cost. And she's got the standard Swift Sparrow, which is present on so many units. It's really nice on a player phase unit like her. And Attack Feint is not really the best slot B skill on a frail unit like her, because she has got really low bulk. She really needs that desperation to have more longevity to basically function in more than just one combat. And finally, she has got Dagger Valor, which Halloween Sakura also had. Elise is just a good dagger unit. She's not really all that meta influential like most of the units from this banner, and she does have a really nice weapon in Red Hot Ducks. Speaking of that weapon, if you get multiple copies of her, it's a fantastic weapon to give to a lot of dagger units who have got low attack but really nice speed. Legault is the best user of it, pretty much having the highest base speed for a dagger unit, and you can also run this on someone like Kaze, who has got good speed but doesn't really have the highest attack. And as I mentioned before with Hinoka's build, this weapon can be really nice with an AoE special on a unit like her, who has got pretty good base attack of 35.
Let's turn up the heat!
Her Her first build is a budget build, and she desperately needs desperation to survive because of her frailness, and you just have to run that and have Moonbow as her special. Her second build uses Fury, Desperation, and a Brazen Seal, and Elise doesn't really have many options for her builds because of her stat line and her frailness, and Red Hot Ducks is such a good weapon already that in my opinion it's not really worth replacing it with something else. Maybe Barb Shuriken if you've got a minus speed Elise, but even then, on a Hostile Springs team you can still work out a minus speed IV Elise.
The water is nice.
Ryoma is a Lance Flyer this time around, and he has got a pretty nice offensive spread of 35-36, which is one more speed point than Cordelia, who's still really good. And he also has decent physical bulk with 28 defense and 40 HP. He comes with a new weapon which gives you -2 special cooldown at start of turn 1, which has got a lot of applications in Ether raids, as you guys will see. And he has got Luna, which becomes a 1-turn cooldown special at start of turn 1. His slotted skill is attack defense solo, which is nice on a flying unit, and shield speed is really good with her speed and can also provide support to his teammates. Finally, he's got odd defense wave, which is nice with his workable 28 defense, and the fact that he has got attack defense solo, so he could actually have 40 defense with these two skills, which is actually amazing. Overall, Ryoma is a good unit, but the problem is that he's really unimpressive because of the fact that he has got so much competition from Lance Flyers in the 3-star and 4-star pool, and he only has one more speed point than Cordelia, a launch unit, so a lot of people have already invested into Cordelia, and it's much easier to have merges and IVs on 3-star, 4-star Lance Flyers and just build him up over the time. So even though on his own he's a good unit, but still he's the most unimpressive unit on this banner because of the competition he faces, so it really isn't all that worth pulling him from this banner. You could definitely fire him off for his weapon, and it's definitely more geared towards Ether raids, so you could have someone like this Effie have this weapon and Quick on Pulse, and you will have Ignis at 1-turn cooldown, and you could instantly retaliate back with Ignis, which is not a lot of units can survive coming from this kind of Effie, and she has got Weary Fighter, so you cannot really double her. So unless you get some kind of passive damage on her with Pain Plus, or you just carry something like Slaying Hammer or Micaiah, to just one-shot her, it's gonna be really hard to get around this kind of Effie, especially if you've got something like Healing Tower built up. So you could definitely have something like this in your defense team. You could also use this with Miracle and Shield Pulse, and you could just run this build to have Miracle charged up at first turn, and this can be really annoying to your opponent. And you could use Wings of Mercy shenanigans with a unit like this who can have Miracle ready. You could definitely use Seliph with his Tearfing Refined, but if you want to use a Lance unit along with Seliph, then yeah, this can definitely be done, but it's super expensive. Attack Defense Solo is another rare skill which he has got, and you could have this on Legendary Ephraim or Walhart because of how their weapons function. You could have this on a healer as well, especially a cavalry healer, and this can be really nice because it essentially gives them death blow, and defense is not going to be all that useful, but still it's pretty much used for that attack.
Even without my blade!
His first build is a budget build, and you can run speed +3 as a secret seal and have reposition. There's really not much to be done. And the second build uses Fire Sweep Lance, which is one of his best weapons due to his offensive spread, and he already comes with shield speed, which is fantastic with a Fire Sweep weapon. And you could run Heavy Blade, trigger Moonbow in every round if he doubles, and you could also run Gale Force if you want to. His third build uses Slaying Lance, Gale Force, and Heavy Blade for triggering Gale Force in a single round, and this can be really useful in Ether raids, and you could run something like Escape Route actually over Desperation, specifically for Ether raids. His fourth build uses Harmonic Lance, and because of his speed stat, he's a pretty good user of that with Moonbow, and you could run Darting Blow Sacred Seal, which is gonna be in next Tempest Trial from the data mine that was posted on Reddit, as you can see. So he can get +6 to attack, defense, and speed with his solo skill and Darting Blow, which is really powerful. And his final build is actually a more utility build because he has got chill speed by default, so you could just combine that with Nier, Legarn's Wagasa Plus and have double chill utility and also provide the guidance support. Not really his best or the most powerful build, but still it's an option you could run on him. And overall, this banner is definitely one of the more skippable banners because of the fact that we've already got units in the game who could do roles of these units, and these units are not really meta influential, which is actually good once a while because not every unit needs to be some kind of broken power creep meta influential monster like Surtur. So that's completely fine. And we're also going to be having Mythic Hero banner at the end of this month, so you could definitely save your orbs for that. And this lasts for a month, and we're going to be having Valentine's banner, which could definitely be something you should watch out for and at least scout before you summon on this banner. Unless you really like these units. In my opinion, the best unit out of this banner is definitely Sakura because of the fact that she's a flying healer, and after that I'll probably say Hinoka, only because of Splashy Bucket Plus. Elise is also decent as a Red Dagger Cavalier and brings Red Hot Ducks to the table, which is fantastic on many of the dagger units who have got high speed but low attack. And Ryoma, as I said, is the most unimpressive unit on this banner, as much as I like him, unfortunately, because of the sheer amount of competition he faces from the other Lance Flyers in 3-star and 4-star pool. So that is going to be it for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, then please be sure to leave a like and share this video with your friends who are trying to build up these units or are thinking of summoning on this banner. And if you haven't already, then make sure to subscribe for more Fire Emblem Heroes content. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.